For the love of God, I want to start. Okay. Sweet.
Unbelievable. I don't typically think. Anyway.
Let's go.
Fine. Let's go. Welcome to Paul and Saul. I'm Saul.
And I'm Paul.
And we are, I guess, your news people. We're excited to bring you 4 big stories this week, talking about Northwest Florida State College Raiders lady basketball team in the Final Four of the NJCAA. Yep. We also are talking a little bit about an upcoming hearing for Dylan Deschaine, the man who's accused of killing Mike Ledford more than a year ago. He's finally getting a hearing, apparently. And talking a little bit about Doge in Walton County. Finally, a little bit more Walton County news as we talk about a potential for a ban, or not a ban, on a landfill in the center of the county. So a lot of stuff to cover, but as always...
Where are we from?
We are live from the Movement Mortgage Studios. So this is a temporary background until we get another bigger mid-bay news background and smaller Movement Mortgage background. But, you know...
We're doubling down today because I'm wearing a Movement Mortgage hat.
That's right. The double M's getting the love.
That's right. Thank you, Steve Shutt, for this nice hat. And if you would like to see your hat and your business called out, send us a hat and I will wear it.
Yeah. All right. And so let's get started with our first story. Tonight, as we talk about this, Monday night, the Northwest Florida State College Lady Raiders are going to be playing basketball.
How exciting for them to be in the Final Four. The last game was a little drama-filled, but they pulled it out in the end.
13-point comeback to make it to their 4th Final Four in the last 5 years. Can you imagine that kind of dominance anywhere else?
No, that's amazing.
And so Bart Walker and his team are looking forward to playing in this Final Four, just 1 game away over in Casper, Wyoming, where they could play for a national championship in less than a week.
Yeah, game's tonight.
Yeah, game is tonight. And so we will be getting this to you, letting you know about how this thing goes here on all of our platforms, midbaynews.com, of course, all of our social media platforms.
And I have to mention that my Florida Gators are also in a different Final Four.
It's true.
In San Antonio next weekend.
Just as important as this Northwest Florida State College, there's another tournament, I guess, going on.
Yeah, just a little one.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. That one's neat, but, you know, my Mustangs were in the NIT, which is also a very big and important tournament.
Well, we play at Auburn, so it's Florida and Auburn. Those are relatively close to the area, so
should be a good one.
Just another opportunity for me to brag about my Gators.
I hear about it. So let's move on to a little bit more of a tougher piece for us to talk about tonight, and that is the fact that Dylan Deschaine, after 2 canceled hearings, allegedly is going to be getting a hearing with the judge about his motion to dismiss the entire case in the, the case that he's accused of murdering Mike Ledford there last February.
It is April of 25.
And it's nuts, and he's been in jail the whole time.
It's crazy.
So just a quick refresher, Mike Ledford was stabbed and killed allegedly by Mr. Deshane here in February of 2024. This means that Mr. Deshane has been in jail without bond for the last 15, 16 months. Yeah. And in this hearing, his attorney, Michael Weinstock, is going to say that he acted in self-defense. There's a lot of security video that would make it seem that there's a good chance that that's accurate. Yeah. And so we're going to hear about that on April 2nd. Hearing is set for 9 a.m. But Paul, I mean, you've been in this area for a long time. What are you feeling? What are you thinking about this whole case and how long everything from how long it's taken to get to possibly a resolution to the fact that somebody's dead to all the other stuff that we're dealing with in this case?
No, I think all of it is a tragedy, right? The whole incident, how it unfolded, all of it is not great for our community, and the fact that Dylan's been in this long without, justice is also sort of crazy in my mind. We hope if it were us in the inverse situation that we would get to a resolution on our case much faster.
Yeah, and so it goes in front of Judge Powell on Wednesday, April 2nd. I will be there. Sitting in the gallery, waiting to see what happens. Good chance for dismissal. If you look at the evidence, I feel pretty safe in saying that. It's unfortunately, I mean...
Well, maybe there's pieces of evidence we don't have. I don't know. Yeah. But I guess we'll find out later this week.
Yeah, we will. And then moving on to something I found interesting, we have our new reporter, Stephen Saul, father of Christopher Saul,
Yes.
on this one.
You have to disclose that every time.
We have to disclose that every time that my dad now is a Mid-Bay News South Walton correspondent.
Yep.
He's doing a wonderful job, so shout out, Dad. But he was at the Walton County Commission last week, and they covered several important things, one of which was this Doge resolution. And so a resolution, for everybody sitting at home going, why is he talking about this, is basically a formal way for boards to say, hey, we're going to do this, or we're for this, or we're against this. So you can see resolutions for, adding the Macarena as the national dance of the United States,
I hope we don't
or
do that.
stuff like that. They don't have enacting force.
How quickly do you think Okaloosa County follows suit?
On this getting a Doge, I would imagine very soon, because Bay County wanted in on this. There were other counties that wanted to be the first board to say, like, hey, we're for this.
Right.
And so essentially what this is a acknowledgement that the county, particularly this one being Walton County, is going to comply with state law that says, like, hey, we have to do what the state says anyway. And if you're aware, Ron DeSantis started a statewide Doge team that is going to look for efficiencies in government. And so Walton County said, cool, we're in. And I imagine a host of other counties are going to follow.
Yep, at least the red ones.
At least the red ones. Now, how is this any different than a forensic audit? It doesn't seem to be. But that's what we're going to keep an eye on, and we're going to see how this information is used going forward, what it's going to look like, because the counties and the cities are chartered by the state. The state has a lot of power to enforce things on them. So We'll just see how it goes.
All right. On to the landfill.
On to the landfill. So finally, the Rock Hill landfill, or proposed landfill, I should say, over in the center of Walton County, a group wanted to bring in a landfill to help with the capacity in the area.
Alleviate the trash issues.
And so that was up for discussion at this last Walton County Commission meeting. And as they discussed it, one of the county commissioners, Danny Glidewell, who represents kind of the northeastern side of Walton County, told people that he got a water quality report back, and the water quality in the water table is not good. Lots of metals, lots of toxins, things like that.
In this specific area, or in the county?
In the area, and then I believe there was a river that comes from the north. So he said, like, hey, we need to have a moratorium on this landfill because we don't know what's going on with the water. And so they allowed a 60-day moratorium on this landfill.
Yeah.
And
it sounds prudent.
Sounds prudent. I mean, got to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens after that 60-day moratorium. If they'll actually do anything, change anything, move forward with this landfill, say no. It's really all up in the air, but a good first taste of what is going on in Walton County as we expand our coverage over there.
Cool. Well, I have a surprise item to add to the agenda.
Hit it.
Do you
Me.
have any updates on the Niceville head football coach?
I don't. Do you?
I don't really, other than I heard there's 6 to 7 candidates.
I believe there's 6 to 7 candidates.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I would imagine many of them are already here in the area locally.
Yes.
I know.
That's what I've been hearing too, is that everyone seems to think it's going to be someone here local.
I can't say I disagree. I think that that's probably the most prudent move.
Well, knowing Charlie Morello, he's already disclosed very upfront, what the pay scale is and what the expectations for the position are, and probably a lot of candidates self-selected out.
Yeah, I would think. Well, I would ask you the same question. If you had an option, right?
Yeah.
To coach at Niceville, and if you were not from Niceville, right? Would you want to coach at Niceville?
I mean, I think it depends, I guess, what my career aspirations were. I mean, there's plenty of people who have the dream of retiring to Florida, and they want to start that early by, getting a job here and doing it for a few years. And, the lure of like no state income tax as well, depending on where you're moving from. But I just know like the economics of it make it very, very difficult. It's almost like if you said yes if you were coming from the outside and you said yes to the head coaching job, you probably need a spouse to have a job too.
I'm looking at all the schools that surround Niceville, and maybe not Choctaw or Fort Walton or maybe even Crestview, but like further afield, the Freeports or the Miltons of the world. I would think just with the level of intensity that we have around high school football here in Niceville specifically, that's a tough row to hoe, especially if you don't win 10 games a year from the outset, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm a really good football coach, my mind automatically goes to, I can't do better than the last guy. So am I just a sacrifice? Like, kind of like how everybody
that happens at the college level too, and the pro level. I mean,
like, you know, like when Nick Saban retired, DeBoer came in, and everybody's like, is he a sacrificial lamb?
Yeah, I mean, it takes a certain type of ego and a certain type of coach to want to come over and take over for, you know, a guy who's done such a great job. So.
There you have it, guys. Well, let us know what you think about whether or not you would want to take the Niceville head coach gig.
Yeah, maybe you have some information, some rumors that you want to anonymously tell us.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome too.
We'd be okay with that. And if you don't have any rumors to anonymously tell us, please feel free to rate us on your favorite podcast platform. Give us a like or a subscribe on social media. And we love comments. They help us get better, and they also give us something interesting to talk about. So if you have something you want us to talk about next week on the show, let us know.
Let us know. Maybe we're missing something.
We always are.
All right. Be nice, Niceville.
You heard, man.
Peace. I get all my scuttlebutt from the gym.
I believe it. 100% believe it. Well, is your trainer telling you?
No, my trainer doesn't know.
I was like, because I feel like that dude, like, it's got to be super.